Hello students, welcome. This is an important question. You are getting several 2 marks, 3 marks and a long question. But the maximum you are getting 3 mark questions from here and one multiple choice question and one correct error. Definitely you will get. Okay students, those who are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Now I am going to explain what is elasticity of demand and what are the types of price elasticity of demand. Ready? Start. See the meaning first. You know that Professor Marshall, has first developed law of demand, which expressing you that change in price brings a change in demand, but it doesn't explain how much change in price brings how much change in quantity demand. So, basing on this, he developed a new law that was titled as law of elasticity of demand. Here, what happens, here the percentage change in price and percentage change in demand is taken into account. That means whatever percentage change in price brings how much percentage change in quantity demand is measured. Basing on that, the elasticity of demand is divided into five types, such as number one, perfectly elastic demand; number two, perfectly inelastic demand; number three, unitary elasticity of demand; number four, relatively elastic demand; number five, relatively inelastic demand. So let us begin with the first one. The first one is perfectly elastic demand. What is this? This says that change in price brings a greater change in quantity demand. So here the percentage is marked. I mean, if there is 5% change in price, that brings 40 or 50, let us suppose, or 100%. There is no any limit to the change in demand. That's why here the demand change is presented as infinitive. You can see the graph here. It is horizontal dd to ox, ed is equal to infinitive written there. That means change in price brings a major change in quantity demand. Okay, and all the goods, particularly the comfort and luxury goods, comes under this category. Next comes perfectly inelastic demand. Here what happens, change in price brings no change in quantity demand. Whatever may be the percentage change in demand, the percentage change in price brings no percentage change in demand. It is equal to 0. You can see the graph below. Here you found dd is the vertical line with OY. OD is the demand fixed at all level of price. Okay. Moving to the next one, unitary elasticity of demand. That means percentage change in price brings same percentage change in quantity demand. For example, if 20% change in the price of a commodity brings 20% change in the quantity demand, so that is equal to 20 by 20 is equal to 1, so ED is equal to 1. See in the down, there is a diagram. Here DD sloping downward, and see the change in price P2, P1 to P2, and change in demand Q1 to Q2. So here P1 P2 is equal to Q1 Q2. That means it is equal to 1 over. Next, move to the fourth one, relatively elastic demand. Here what happens, now whenever price changes, demand changes, no doubt, but the proportion is different. I mean, 5% change in price here brings 10 or 15% change in demand, means greater than the price. So here also in the diagram below you can mark it is greater than 1. That means here you calculate that P dash dash and Q dash dash. If you will put a scale and measure, you will find Q dash is greater than PP dash. Am I right? Yes. So it is greater than 1. Move to the next one. relatively inelastic demand. Okay, so here what happens, change in price brings a change, but how much is the question we have to focus on. So here what happens, percentage change in price brings a lesser percentage change in quantity demand. Repeating, percentage change in price brings lesser percentage change in quantity demand. That means here in the graph you see Q1 Q dash dash is smaller than P dash dash. If you put a scale and measure, that should be like that. But in this diagram, if you put a scale, it is uh, equal looking, but you have to reduce the distance between Q dash little less than this diagram what is given in this test paper. And here we have to write ED is smaller than 1. Okay. So over to say, we came to know one thing here, that the change in price no doubt brings a change in quantity demand, but it differs from commodity to commodity. Because in market we have different types of commodity, necessary goods, comfort goods, luxury goods. So here what happens, change in price doesn't bring equal change in demand. Somewhere it is equal, somewhere it is zero, somewhere it is greater, somewhere it is lesser. Accordingly we have named it as perfectly elastic demand, perfectly inelastic demand, relatively elastic demand, relatively inelastic demand, unitary elasticity of demand. Okay. Well, students, I hope you understand what are the 5 types of elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand. So maximum questions on these symbols, it will come. ED is equal to 1, ED is equal to infinity, ED is equal to smaller than 1, greater than 1. So relating to this, you are getting MCQ questions, right? And 3 marks you are getting unitary elasticity of demand maximum times. Focus on this. Okay, students, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Please keep in touch with the channel for getting English medium question answers right from today.